Welcome back to Best Asian Horror Movies. I'm your host Blinky, and today we're going to be exploring Get the Hell Out, a Taiwanese political satire zombie horror comedy. We're also going to be discussing the history of politics in Taiwan, as well as analyzing the frequent violent brawls in the country's parliament. At the end of the video, we're going to give the movie our own rating based on story, atmosphere, and back-breaking terror. Before we begin, please like and subscribe. Get the Hell Out is a 2020 Taiwanese political satire movie directed by I-Fan. The film explores the chaotic and absurd world of Taiwanese politics through the lens of a dark and brutal comedy. The film centers around Xiong Ying, an idealistic but disillusioned young politician who's campaigning against a bill to build a chemical plant in her hometown, citing evidence that the plant could spread an infectious virus to humans. At the parliament, Ying is provoked into a fight with journalists who are aligned with the pro-construction faction. Amidst the fray, she performs a German suplex on Wang Yo-wei, a security guard working at the building. Her assault is caught on camera, and she's subsequently forced to resign from her post. Blaming Yo-wei for her predicament, Ying coerces him into running for her former seat in the hopes of using him to block the plant's construction. Weeks later, Ying's worst fears are realized as Taiwan's president, who just visited the chemical plant, arrives at the parliament, unknowingly infected by the virus. With Taiwan's top leadership all inside the building, the president transforms into a rage-filled monster, attacking the legislators and spreading the virus throughout the hall. Ying, along with her father, a janitor at the parliament, and Yo-wei must now fight their way out through a horde of vicious, rampaging zombies. In lieu of guns, swords, or traditional hand-to-hand combat, the team used professional wrestling moves, including suplexes, DDTs, and hurricane ranas. Because why the f*** not? The storyline is a blend of the absurd and the real, a reflection of the way Taiwanese politics often seem to operate in extremes. The film is notable for its fast-paced action, gross-out humor, and satirical tone, making it both entertaining and critical in its portrayal of government dysfunction in Taiwan. The political backdrop of Get the Hell Out finds its roots in the turbulent history of modern Taiwanese politics, which has been marked by rapid political change, ideological polarization, and public confrontations. These public confrontations have taken the form of Royal Rumble-esque brawls between legislators of rival parties, as well as student groups infiltrating and occupying the country's parliament. Kind of like January 6th, let's not go there. Taiwan's transition from martial law to a democracy in the late 1980s and early 1990s created a political environment characterized by heated competition between the two main parties. The Kuomintang, or KMT, which took control of the island in 1949 after defeat in China's Civil War, ruled with an iron fist until 1987. It wouldn't be until 1996 when the country held its first presidential elections. The Democratic Progressive Party, which currently holds power in the executive branch, has typically advocated for Taiwan's independence. The KMT views the DPP's positions as provocative towards the Chinese Communist Party, costing Taiwan tremendous investment opportunities from China, and stating that their ideas for independence could start a war. The DPP has accused the KMT of repeatedly trying to sell out Taiwan, afraid that a government with too much KMT influence would eventually lead to a soft takeover by the CCP. Meanwhile, the Taiwan People's Party, or TPP, has... let's not go there. This ideological divide has not only shaped electoral politics, but also played a significant role in legislative behavior, often leading to aggressive and disruptive clashes within Taiwan's legislature, known as the Legislative Yuan. In the legislative chamber, brawls and physical altercations between lawmakers have become a strikingly common phenomenon. These brawls often occur during debates over contentious issues, such as cross-strait relations, domestic policies, and judicial reforms. The scenes depicted in Get the Hell Out are not entirely fictional, but reflect a disturbing reality. These brawls, which are frequently broadcast on national television, highlight the dysfunction and theatrics of the legislature, providing a glimpse into the fractious and often chaotic nature of Taiwan's political system. They are a form of protest and political statement, but they also reveal the deep divisions within the Taiwanese political landscape, where compromise often seems impossible. Upon its release, Get the Hell Out was met with a mix of positive and critical responses. Many critics praised the film's ability to blend humor with serious political critiques, offering a satirical mirror to Taiwan's own political struggles. Estella Huang of Mirror Media described the film as a creatively fresh work, while Barry Hertz of the Globe and Mail stated that the film was as interested in spilling guts as it was in skewering science-illiterate politicians. The movie currently holds a 71% on Rotten Tomatoes and won the award for Best Action Choreography at the 2020 Golden Horse Awards. violence. However, the film also faced some criticism, particularly for its lack of subtlety. Some reviewers felt that while the film successfully entertained, it often relied too heavily on over-the-top humor and shock value, detracting from the more nuanced political messages it aimed to deliver. Additionally, certain segments of the audience criticized the film for not offering any meaningful solutions or reflections on how to improve the political system, focusing instead on mocking its dysfunction. The South China Morning Post panned the movie, giving it 2 stars out of 5. I thought this was quite strange, actually. I would assume that a pro-CCP news outlet would be delighted by a movie showing Taiwan's government in a negative light, but who cares what those guys think? You came here to hear my rating, right? Let's get into it. Here at Best Asian Horror Movies, we're going to be rating our films based on 3 criteria: story, atmosphere, and terror, with each category eligible for a maximum of 6 bloody skulls. I'm not big into political satire films, but I thought the story here was solid. Their relationship between Ying Ying and Yue was fleshed out pretty well, and I thought it was quite entertaining seeing Yue transform from an innocent security guard to a ruthless politician aiming to sabotage his enemies from within their own ranks. The beast story of the relationship between Ying Ying's father and Feng Hua was also very funny. I thought the chaotic fight sequences went on for a bit too long though, and they were bordering on excessive. The movie could have been just as impactful if it was 20 minutes shorter. I am going to give 1 extra bloody skull though for the fight choreography. I am a huge pro wrestling fan, so seeing zombies getting DDT'd and suplexed was a delightful surprise. Let's go with 4 bloody skulls here. The fight scenes, which were like the majority of the movie, reminds me a lot of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, with animations, outlandish special effects, and even memes being inserted or superimposed onto the action. While not necessarily creating for a scary atmosphere, I thought the film did a very solid job of putting Taiwanese politics on the big screen, even through a satirical and comical lens. So I'm going to go with 4 bloody skulls here. It's much more of a dark comedy than a horror movie, so not really scary. Though I'll give the movie its credit for solid zombie chase scenes and a good amount of gore and brutality. 3 bloody skulls. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and any suggestions for the next movie to review, pop it down in the comments. Thank you. Bye-bye.